I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel. Taman Negara is home to the world's oldest rainforest and, unknown to many, home to a large number of Malaysia's indigenous black people. The native people in Malaysia are called the Batek People. Contrary to what people may believe, these people are some of the first inhabitants of the Malaysia area. Malaysians refer to themselves as Orang Asli, which translates to original people. They are described as short in stature, dark pigment, and Afro-textured hair, and was certainly far from the image that we see as a typical Malaysian today. These Aboriginal blacks aren't just limited to Malaysia, but throughout Southeast Asia. They are a peaceful people who live in small communities. The Batek don't believe in land ownership and believe it is their fundamental duty to share with others. They are equal as all adults share equal power. These villages still exist to this day. The Batek people have had their troubles with the Malaysian government in the past and present. Many argue that the government has encroached on their land and continue to do so, which has led to these people being confined to the forest and the surrounding areas around it. They are known to have said, "We just want to live peacefully." The Maniq or Maniq are an ethnic group of Thailand that are more widely known in Thailand as the Sakai or Thai, in a controversial derogatory term meaning slave or barbarism. They are the only Negrito group in Thailand and speak a variety of related Asiatic languages. They have their own language and culture. The Maniq are a hunting and gathering society. They hunt many types of animals and consume many different kinds of vegetables and fruits. They are familiar with many different species of medicinal herbs. Samang is also a name that these black people are called, as we pointed out in part 1.
The original people of Cambodia was known as the Khmer people. And they built and left behind several great monuments which still stand today. And this is how they look today. Yes, these people are still there. You have the Aeta people of Vietnam. And here is how they look today. You have the Siddis people of India. The first Siddis are thought to have left their homeland and lived in India since 628 AD. The African community of Siddis left their homeland to settle into India back in the 7th century. Siddis are also known as the Habshi or the Magrandi. This group of richly melanated people have descended from the Bantu peoples of the Southwest Africa. That's right, folks, the Bantu. And many of us know that the Bantu are the Hebrews of the Bible. Papua New Guinea, also in Asia, Notice how it borders Indonesia. It's on the same body of land and is very close to Australia. Do you really think that the line drawn by the colonizers separates the people? I don't think so. The same people in Indonesia are the same people in Papua New Guinea, and the same people in Australia. These are some of the indigenous people in Papua New Guinea. These people live off the land and they live for the land. They are a peaceful people who do not believe in land ownership. They know that the land belongs to the Most High, Yah.
In an article from Manga Bay News and Inspiration from Nature's Frontline by Francis Yan Manching on the 13th of June 2013, Indonesia denies it has any indigenous peoples. Francis states that Indonesia is home to an estimated 50 to 70 million indigenous peoples, but the government does not recognize the rights of its indigenous peoples and claims that none live in Indonesia. In a response to the United Nations Periodic Review in 2012, a 4-year human rights checkup for all countries, Indonesia said the government of Indonesia supports the promotion and protection of indigenous people worldwide. Indonesia, however, does not recognize the application of the indigenous peoples concept in the country. The UN recommended that Indonesia should secure the rights of indigenous peoples, especially to their traditional lands, territories, and resources. One of the most interesting things that I find about this article is that President Yudhoyono acknowledges the important role indigenous people play in managing forest sustainability, says Heji Karisti Ragnar Hisfiet, the head of Rainforest Foundation, Norway's division of Southeast Asia. The convention recognizes the land ownership rights of indigenous peoples and states that they should not be forcibly evicted from their territories,
which we know is historically always the case. Now we know that when we see images of the Indonesian people, we never see the people depicted in this video. However, the people shown here are the original Indonesian indigenous people, the people who originally inhabited that land, and the people who are still there today. Now, it's worth noting that with a population of approximately 260 million people, Indonesia is the 4th largest country in the entire world. And as we said, it borders Papua New Guinea, so just imagine the government is going to say there are no indigenous people in Indonesia? Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, right. Indigenous peoples throughout the world are thoughtful and skillful partners of the natural world. Their ways of life have protected and conserved some of the world's most intact natural ecosystems, species, and genetic diversity. Indigenous peoples' territories cover up to 22% of the planet's land surface, and they coincide with areas that hold 80% of the planet's biodiversity. And it's really no coincidence that so much of the world's rainforests and biodiversities are on indigenous peoples' lands. Now, what this tells me clearly the importance of the indigenous people's role in the survival of this world. We have made so many contributions to this planet, not just in terms of inventions, cultures, sciences, civilizations, entertainment, but also in just maintaining the world itself. Our contributions goes much deeper than any of us have ever imagined. Instinctively, the indigenous people of this planet knows that you just can't go around punching holes into the planet, doing all kinds of experiments, digging up things that you should not be touching, making explosions and what have you. And the people, the indigenous people to this planet, seem to know instinctively, no, you have to live with nature. You can't destroy it. You can't destroy nature. What's going to happen when there's no more water to drink? Now we know that through the years and the centuries, there have been many treaties and many governments and many kingdoms which have divided the lands and divided the people and called them different names and changed names. However, the reality is it's the same people, different names, the same lands with different names. And let's remember that the names that we use today are not the names that were historically used. Somebody's going to have some really nice coats, but what that costs to the environment and to the animals. There's another way to achieve the same thing, I believe. The indigenous people of this world never killed animals for sport, or to wear a nice pair of shoes, or to carry a nice handbag. They knew better than that. I don't know about you, but this is not a sport to me. To me, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, tennis, that's a sport. This is just slaughter. And they call us savages? In the name of profit, who knows what is the environmental impact on the mining industry? Digging for gold, diamonds, silver, platinum, iron. And don't get me wrong, I'm definitely one who believes in progress, but you have to be prudent about your decisions. We hope that you've been enlightened with these videos, because in Asia there are over 49 countries in Asia, give or take a few, and most, if not all, have black people who were indigenous to those countries. And this is something that many of us do not know. Why? Because they don't show the black people. Every time we see Asians, we never see the black ones. Well, on this channel, we see them. The Black Excellence and Abundance channel, where black history is every day.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, thou